DEA.
I get fucking one from the NYPD Financial Crimes Task Force. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, let's go.
Have you seen during your time in the corporate America, have you seen criminals doing the type of stuff that you're doing, but in a criminal aspect? Like, have you seen people get busted for stuff like that?
Yeah.
To this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got John Cerasani.
How you doing, brother?
There's probably someone watching right now that's in corporate America that wants to go off on their own. What would be your advice to them?
If it's the same thing you're doing right now as a W-2 employee, just make sure you know how to bring in revenue. Because I'll see these account manager type of people that think the salespeople at their organization are dumbasses. They're smarter than them. And guess what? You very well might be smarter than a lot of those salespeople. They might be idiots. But if you don't have any experience bringing in revenue to an organization, you got to solve for that, bro. You got to solve for that. I don't give a fuck how smart you are. I don't give a fuck how nice your marketing materials are. Like, listen, especially in a business-to-business sales environment, you got to be, very, very confident that you could bring in revenue, because no matter how good your story is, if people don't like you and if they're not drawn to you, you ain't getting any damn clients. Sorry.
Yeah. You got to be accepted by most, right? And if you have downfalls, you have to try to make up for it with, like, if you can't do certain things, you have people that can do it, right?
Exactly. And then you need capital for that. So that becomes that becomes kind of like that teeter-totter, right? So it's like, okay, I got this. I know this is my weakness. So I'm gonna have to go hire somebody for 90 grand. Okay, where's that fucking 90 grand coming from? And now you got an employee starting off with you when you just started the company. If it's a quality employee, they've probably worked at bigger organizations. Why are they going to come fucking work for you? It makes it awkward. You're just better if you could do everything yourself initially. And a big piece of that everything is having the ability to get the fucking client.
I think a lot of people out there are scared to take that chance, just like how people were saying to you, oh, you're going to go against all these billion-dollar companies and just take the leap.
Yep. That's the truth. And one of the things I talk a lot about in my book and on Instagram reels that I post as well is how I position myself to do that. Okay, why is a client going to pick you over the established company that's been there? Okay, we used to have a saying, like, the big dogs in the insurance brokerage industry is like Aon and Marsh. So you go present to some 500 employee client and they end up going with Aon or Marsh instead of you. Well, nobody gets fired for picking Aon. Okay. Meaning, like, that CFO ultimately still reports to the president. That CFO is making this decision. Oh, I picked Aon versus John's shitty little fucking company. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't know. You know what I mean? I get fired over that if it don't go right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got Pepsi and Coke, and then you got a new soda brand coming out that doesn't have any revenue coming in. Like, what's their niche to get people to go to that one? Right?
Precisely. And you got to give them what I call a differentiating value proposition. So For me, a big piece of that was the higher education. The fact that was my niche focus. That's all we work on. So I wanted to bring value there that they just weren't going to get anywhere else. Now you still got to check the boxes of what I call the basic blocking and tackling. Hey, you better be able to do A, B, C, and D, but my E through Z is different than their E through Z, and here's what that looks like.
Yeah, so you offer them something
Mm-hmm.
more than what these other companies do.
Correct, or just different, and it's not going to be something that everybody gravitates to. Some would be like, fuck that. Like I'm sitting there fucking presenting some client in Pennsylvania. I had Lehigh University as a client. All right, Lehigh University, dude, and it's in Pennsylvania, and I'm in Chicago. It's the good old boy network in that area of Pennsylvania by Allentown and Bethlehem and so like all these brokers, they're tight with their clients out there. Well, I come in, boom, take fucking Lehigh University from these motherfuckers. You got Philadelphia right down the street with big insurance fucking houses coming in. How'd I get Lehigh? Well, they bought in to the college focus, the higher education value proposition. Their human resources director and CFO believed what I was saying, and then they liked me personally. Okay. Yeah. Well, down the street from them is another another one that would have been a nice account, Lafayette College. Well, guess what? I went in there saying something to Lafayette, the exact same fucking shit I said to Lehigh, and they couldn't get past the fact that I was in Chicago and not local. No, we need a broker that's right here. You know, so your value proposition is not going to work on everybody, but as a smaller company, you just need it to work sometimes. You don't need it to work all the time. You know?
Yeah. You know, Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut used to be the insurance capital of the world.
Yeah, I think is it not anymore?
Yeah, I think it still is. MetLife, all that's here.
Yeah,
they got huge.
We'd see all the home office mailing addresses.
Huge business out here.
Yeah, well, there's an insurance company called the Hartford that.
Maybe I could. Yeah, the Hartford. Yeah, with the deer antlers and shit.
Boom.
MetLife. There's a whole bunch of them.
Exactly.
Maybe I could link you in with all of them. Man. We can make some deals happen out here.
I'm done, bro. I'm retired.
Corner of the market.
Bill, I gotta tell you, brother, like that's a good transition because I'm totally out of it now. I sold that company when I was 37 into private equity. Things went very well for me, and I'm sitting there with life now. I can say whatever the fuck I want. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. I've decided to talk on social media about the pitfalls of corporate America. A lot of people find what I do very motivating. The fact that I grew up in humble beginnings and now I'm doing what I'm doing now, and it's well received. And I don't think I'm saying anything, Bill, that is necessarily groundbreaking, but I'm the only one saying it because everybody else has an agenda. So other business people that are successful that still have companies, they can't say the shit I'm saying. They got employees looking at their social media. You can't fucking say that shit. Or okay, how about another guy that's some rich ass motherfucker that maybe doesn't have a company anymore, but he's still out there looking for speaking engagements. You can't go fucking say fuck the W-2 when he's hoping to get, when he's hoping to fucking get, to talk at your freaking President's Club sales conference next year. No one's going to hire him. I don't give a fuck, dude. I will just say this shit, dude. And I'm not saying it for clicks. I'm just saying basic shit that's been in my head for 30 years. Now it's just coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, a lot of people watch. I mean, I came across your social media. I'm like, wow, this guy's got some charisma, man. He definitely don't give a fuck about what anyone says. I see the trolls. You respond to a lot of the trolls in there.
Yep.
You're like, hey, you're sitting in your fucking grandma's basement, fucking,
yeah,
with your $20,000 a year job, talking shit to me, and.
Well, it's just always amazing to say the same thing and two different people take it totally different. Some people are like, this guy's a fucking arrogant asshole. While other people are like, dude, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. And, unfortunately, the power of social media, that polarizing impact ends up working in your favor with the algorithm.
Yeah. So you've been linked up with some law enforcement organizations lately. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, man. So I started this about a little less than a year ago. I put a post out there saying, listen, people are coming at me saying I hate W-2 employees and I'm talking down to them. at the time, Bill, I was trying to be a little bit more niche focused, and I've grown a lot since then, really because of this, to be honest with you. I put a post out saying, listen, if you're a W-2 employee, like a cop, for instance, don't follow my page. This ain't for you. I got no problem with you being a cop. Keep going. This is for business to business salespeople that don't understand that they're getting bribed with that big salary. They could go out on their own and make a hell of a lot more money. That's who I'm talking to. Well, I end up getting freaking DMs from cops after that. Dude, go fuck yourself. Everyone here at the station follows you. We have side hustles. We're going to retire because of our pension plan in our 50s and plan on starting companies after. We talk about you and forward your shit every day. Don't leave us out, John. I'm like, oh, shit. This is a true story, bro. True story. Like 12 DMs like that. I'm like, okay. So I said, my bad, dogs. So I started fucking buying steaks. I don't know why I chose steaks, but I'm like, hey, cops like steaks, right? I go buy 100 steaks and just bring it randomly to a police station. These fucking guys, these guys fucking love it. So it turns into, hey, the boys in blue like helping you guys out. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys' service, blah, 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 blah. Well, these guys in law enforcement start turning around and I didn't even know this existed. They start giving me what you call challenge coins. All right. And it's like a sign of respect that police and military people give each other, somebody that's like, hey, I got your back kind of thing. So these guys start giving me these fucking challenge coins. I can make a post about that. And I start getting fucking challenge coins in the mail. I just got one from the Drug Enforcement Administration the other day.
Yeah, the DEA.
I get fucking one from the NYPD Financial Crimes Task Force. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, let's go. You know?
What about that? Have you seen during your time in the corporate America, have you seen criminals doing the type of stuff that you're doing, but in a criminal aspect? Like, have you seen people get busted for stuff like that?
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunately it's pretty easy in insurance to kind of fuck with people, especially in corporate insurance. There's anyone that's been around it, there's so many different hidden profit centers that you could kind of gouge your clients with. My philosophy though, dude, is it all comes back to you, bro. I don't think I've ever been in a position where I've charged an unfair amount to a client in the form of commission. I would always be transparent with it. Unfortunately, when others do that, it's not necessarily criminal. You end up getting fired over it, though. They end up firing their ass. You lose the client. But I was in situations a couple times, Bill, where I'd take over a client on what their existing policies are. It's called agent of record, and I come in and take over an agent of record change to me, and you just now assume everything that they've already had in place, and you start getting paid the commission on the account. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy's making fucking 200 grand on this account. It should be making like 70 grand. So I would turn around and then tell the school, hey, listen, just so you know. And then they would just be so thankful, and a lot of times they'd be, oh, just leave it in there, or whatever. And usually I'd make a donation to the school or something like that. But I had a situation once where I took over this fucking account, and it was like, it should have been like a $60,000 account. And I was, we're making 90 grand on it. So I tell the CFO, hey, listen, why don't I just make this, instead of fucking up the policy and changing all this shit, I'm just going to start donating to you guys 30 grand a year. Well, the 30 grand a year you donate, like, isn't through that same department. It's with their philanthropy or giving department, or I don't even know what would that be called. Whatever their money raises. Yeah, I forgot what the department's called. But anyway, it's going to bother me now that I can't remember.
Like a nonprofit type of thing, right?
Development. So all these colleges are nonprofits. So they call it the development department. So there's people that are just literally just fundraisers. Okay. So I walk over and say, okay, listen, I'm going to start donating to you guys 30 grand a year. It's a totally different department. The CFO is aware of it. She's now the VP of development over there, looks at the VP of finance, and they're like, hey, I'm sending over our new vendors, going to start paying you 30 grand a year. Everybody's happy, blah, 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 blah.
Well, it's their money, right?
Exactly. But higher education, that's exactly the case, dude. Exactly. You just understood it better than most, Bill, to be honest with you. Well, the fucking problem was then the CFO and that I made the fucking deal with ends up leaving and going to work at a different fucking college. Well, I just made a fucking deal with these motherfuckers to give 30 grand a year to them over the next 5 years, to their development office. Well, the new CFO comes in and says, well, we need to right size this commission. You should only be making 50 or 60 grand on this account, not 90. Okay. So we end up lowering the commission to like 55 grand. And I got to give 30 grand to that department over there.
Oh man. So it
Yeah.
still has to, you still have to honor that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it just becomes ultra awkward because, like, you got to understand as well, like, even though it was all on the up and up and everything, that other department over there is like giving me awards at their annual dinners and galas and plaques. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So it's like, hey, look at me, everybody. But this is common. If anyone that's been in higher education, though, this is fucking common. This is how the world works, dude. It's always like, you go to any of their fundraisers, there's some bookstore or some kind of food services organization that donated $1 million. Yeah, dude, because they just fucking signed a 20-year contract with you guys. And they're locked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just how that world works. But that one particular situation really fucked me.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
So what's something about yourself that people would be surprised to know?
I'm a single dad. I have 2 kids. And they have 2 different moms. I was married to my daughter's mom, and we were young. We got divorced really young. And my son, his mom was not. She's great, but it was kind of, we were different. She's in Dallas. I was in Chicago. It wasn't really in the cards for us to kind of. We weren't really together, and she wanted to have a baby, and I supported that. But it was kind of like, hey, I'm gonna be in Dallas. You don't have to do anything. I'm gonna be in Chicago. I don't want to. You know, she wasn't trying to like ruin my life and shit. You know what I mean? And I was in Chicago growing my business, and I'm like, nah, that that ain't right. I'm gonna fly down to Dallas, and while she was pregnant, and we tried to kind of date, and ended up not working out. But we became really good friends, and I kept showing up, and I think her and her family. She was only 26 years old. I think her and her family kind of thought, John ain't gonna show up. This fucking big bad wolf from Chicago that got their daughter pregnant. You know what I mean? And I kept showing up, and it was good that I did, because when my son was 10 years old, I don't want to get into the details, but his situation in Dallas kind of changed a little bit, where he needed to come live with me. And I just kind of look back sometimes and like, dude, this kid, they tried to go with him out there where I didn't have to be a part of his life. He didn't even have my last name. But I kept that good relationship with both her and her parents. And when the time made sense, he came up with me. And I got to tell you, man, I'm living downtown Chicago, living that single life. And because my daughter lived with her mom, got my downtown Chicago, living that single life. And now I got it. Boom. Oh, by the way, your 4th grader is moving into you in this high rise. And, I think, we both would have been fine either way. It's not like he was going to be on the streets or something, but I think both of our lives got better as a result of that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great, right? Having that connection with your son.
Yeah, it really is, man. It really is. Now my daughter's away at college, so it's just me and my son in this big fucking house, and we kind of little bachelor pad life. I'm single at the time right now, so a little bachelor. He's 15 now, so it's a little bachelor pad life over here.
Yeah,
but luckily his friends think I'm cool because of Instagram and shit, and they all follow me and stuff, and he'll be cracking up. Dad, everyone's forwarding your fucking stories today. I can't believe you said that. Holy shit!
That's hilarious, man. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So what's in store for you for the future, man? What's your future look like?
Well, I'm really trying to build this brand, brother. So like I said, I was pretty fortunate to have it's called an exit when you sell your company. To have the exit that I did put me in a financial position I didn't really intend on being in. And, after that sale, it's kind of in la land a little bit. Okay, what do I do now? I don't really need to work. And then when you have this much money, you kind of look at situations like, well, is it even worth your time to make X when it's not really going to move the needle of what you already have? So I decided with this whole 2000% raise book and movement, I'm not really doing it at this point, at least to make money. I'm having dinners. I have an event in Chicago. Actually, we're 75 people coming in 2 days. We just had one tomorrow. Actually, we just had one in Tampa that was fucking sold out. I've done ones in Vegas. We did one in Philadelphia. All of them are well received, and it's just me telling people, hey, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. It's going to be motivational. Buy a ticket. Boom. and everybody's usually pleased because a lot of times these freaking gurus and shit are selling tickets for like $2,000 of this shit. No, motherfucker, these tickets are like the price it's going to cost me. I usually lose money on these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people walk away so fucking happy, dude, and they hang out with me throughout the night, and we just have a grand old time. And I think it's really important as I build this brand to be doing stuff like that. We're already starting to see the growth with it. This one I have in suburban Chicago was supposed to be only 40 people is what I wanted, and we got 75 people coming. We had to actually change the room we were at the venue and do a whole to-do around that. But it's cool, man. You got fucking 75 people coming out on a Thursday night to hear me talk, with really no expectations, no fucking promises. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're going to get an Italian dinner at a pretty cool restaurant, but they don't know who the fuck I am. They just know me from watching shit like this right now, dude. They have nothing to do with me. And I think when I started doing that, Bill, which was last June of 2023, that's when everything kind of changed for me. I knew my social media was getting popular. I knew okay, it's a lot different to press the like button than actually physically show up at something. And I did a thing at Trump Tower, bro. I did a brunch, and on a Friday, hopefully I get a dozen people to come. Had 50 people show up to that, and then it just kept going since then, bro.
That's great, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
See big things in your future, and
maybe, bro. Maybe the best is yet to come, dude. I'm 47, man. So we shall see.
Yeah, I'm 44. I'm ready to take the world on. You know what I'm saying,
dude? When you were telling me off camera a little bit about your past, bro, I'm like, I'm wearing my Raiders hat too, right? But I'm that stereotypical, or not, I wouldn't say stereotypical, the prototype teenager that kind of had nothing to do with the kind of life you lived, but it became glamorized to us from like music and movies and shit like that. You know what I mean? I was right at that age where I think my whole generation was influenced by that. So as an adult, and I get this shit with some followers in Chicago that have similar pasts as you, they'll reach out, tell me I'm motivating them and shit, and then I want to hear their story. A dude just hit me up the other day. It's from a gang called fucking Satan Disciples, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not going any further than that. Anyway, he had changed his life and stuff, and he kind of hollered at me, being like, "Bro, your shit. I listened to it, and I'm gonna go now. Another level up is my motivation from the stuff you're posting. I already changed my life 5 years ago, but now I know that this ain't my ceiling. I got to keep going. Thank you." I'm like, fuck yeah.
I mean, I was 13 years old sitting in a prison cell,
bro.
And then throughout the years going back and forth, prison to prison. And it's like, now that I straightened my life out, I got rid of the drugs, the alcohol, I have a whole new lease on life. Everything that I'm doing now is new. It's motivational. I try to inspire people to do better. And I just want to be a voice for kids out there that are struggling with the things that I was struggling with,
Bro, I don't think people understand the magnitude of like getting caught up in the system, bro. This is just recently. I was in court for something else, something totally nothing to do with anything criminal, but I was passing the criminal courtroom, and I decided I'm going to sit in there for a morning because I just, I'm not in fucking court very often. I was like, kind of had to kill a few hours anyway. Let's just kind of see this shit. The judge just sitting there and determining people's futures while the public defender and the state's attorney, and they're all kind of just like buddies, like, okay, a person comes out in freaking handcuffs, and then they go back into this other room, and the people are like kind of just joking around. But you're dictating these motherfuckers like lives, and you look at these people's faces like, could someone pay attention to this case? Because I shouldn't even be in jail. Or, I just, once you get in that shit, dude, it's set up to never get you out, in my opinion.
It was hard for me to get out, man. This is the longest I ever been out of trouble.
Is that right? Well, good. Keep it up, man. Keep going.
Like 12 years, 13 years it's been since I've been in prison.
What's your favorite gang movie?
Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, dude. So here's what's so fucking funny, bro. I always mixed that movie up with American Me, almost to the point where I'll tell stories about both of those movies and I'll like intersect it. I go, wait a minute. When the Italians gave all the fucking bad heroin and killed all the Mexicans, wait, was that Blood In, Blood Out or American Me? And even as I'm saying it to you right now, I don't even fucking know. I think it was American Me.
I used to watch New Jersey Drive and the East Coast gangster movies, you know.
Okay,
Strapped.
I don't know.
Did you ever see the movie Strapped?
No,
HBO
dude.
special. Oh,
okay.
Man.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Dude, I mean, bro, when I was in 8th grade and I saw Boys in the Hood, that was the first, that movie changed my damn life. I had been because before that there wasn't a lot, dude. There was like I saw Colors, you know, Colors.
Menace to Society.
Bro, well, that was after Boys in the Hood. Menace to Society. They raised that, dude. Lorenzo Tate.
Watching that, thinking I'm a gangster now. Shit. But I was really trying to do it all, man.
Yeah.
I'm like stealing cars and shit. It was crazy.
Well, dude, Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society were the two great ones. Then there was a bunch of other shit that popped up in there too. Like, remember Juice? It wasn't even a gang movie. It almost became. We would call it a gang movie when any movie with black teenagers would now be considered a gang movie. Dude, that actually wasn't a gang movie.
Yeah, that was just like kind of like an evil guy in the bunch.
Yeah, exactly. So
I used to be into all that, man. The Fat Boys and all that.
Oh, really?
You remember that breakdancing movie? I forgot what was it?
Beat Street?
The broom. Yeah, Beat Street. Yeah, the broom and shit. Remember?
Brother, dude. I know Beat Street by heart, bro. And there was one of the fucking scenes, dude. We remember they're doing the Christmas special where they do the Christmas rap. Yeah. Bro, every Christmas I like play that and people look at me like I got two heads. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh man, it brings up so many memories.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I see great things in your future, and I wish you nothing but the best. And you want to give a shout out to your book again, and if you want to give a shout out to anyone.
Dude, 2000%raised.com is the place to be. You could join. I have a free membership. You get on our email list, get invited to our events, all that kind of shit. And I ain't playing with you, man. We got cops involved. We got criminals involved. We got everything in between involved. When you get into that room with these people I'm doing shit with, it's not about your background, dude. It's about where we're going, and that's up.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you. And do you want to give anyone a shout out?
No, man, you, bro, you, dude, the fucking look at you, bro. I gotta tell you, man, I'll have people reach out to me. John, I'm stuck in this W-2 life. I was in and out of jail for 10 years. Now I'm out. I'm making 120 grand a year. I want more. I go, dude, what you're in and out of jail for? Well, I fucking had a heroin problem. I go, how long you been clean for? A year and a half. And you got a job now making 120? That's a legit job. Bro, you already fucking won, dude. Don't put more pressure on yourself. You know what I mean? Chill the fuck out. You know?
People put too many expectations on themselves, you know?
For real, dude. For real. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you. And if you like this, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. Peace. Thanks, man.